Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a really fascinating look behind the curtain of documentary filmmaking.
Yeah, we're drawing from a really insightful coaching session. It's between the acclaimed filmmaker Ike Nnaebue and two up-and-coming filmmakers, Lateefah and Solomon.
Right, they're fellows at Storymi Academi.
Sure.
And what makes this so good is that it's happening in real time.
Exactly. Not a look back years later. We're hearing them hash out the real practicalities, the philosophies, the
Well,
challenges.
it's capturing reality on film.
Mm-hmm.
It's experienced meets aspiring.
Mm.
So our mission really is to pull out the key insights from this chat. We're talking aesthetics, sound, storytelling,
And how you deal with the completely unpredictable nature of this kind of work.
definitely. And we'll keep coming back to Nnaebue's own film, No U-Turn.
Which is a fantastic reference point. It got 2 nods at Berlinale, didn't it?
It did. Best Documentary and the Audience Choice Award. And it's still doing the rounds globally, still connecting.
A perfect example of a doc that really hits the mark visually and narratively.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Starting with aesthetics. One of the young filmmakers, Solomon, kicked things off.
Yeah, he asked this great question about why some documentaries, even ones in cinemas sometimes, well, they lack visual appeal.
Right, or have poor sound. He contrasts them with, say, slicker docs you see on Netflix, like Surviving Black Lockdown or that Ronaldo one.
It immediately flags this tension, doesn't it? Raw versus polished.
Hmm.
Is there a trade-off? Does focusing on aesthetics make it less real somehow?
And Ike Nnaebue's answer is pretty clear. He argues no, visual quality actually enhances the impact, the truthfulness.
He uses No U-Turn as his case study. It was praised for its cinematography, its story, and its sound. They aren't mutually exclusive.
He uses this analogy, like cinematography complements the story.
Like music in a fiction film, right?
Yeah.
It elevates the emotion, deepens your connection as a viewer. It's not just about looking pretty.
And this is where his background comes in, which I found really interesting. He's got over 20 years in fiction filmmaking.
Ah, okay. So that really informed how he approached No U-Turn.
Totally. He talked about shot selection, collaborating with a cinematographer. He actually prioritized aesthetically pleasing shots.
Even over, say, shaky footage that caught a key moment.
Yeah, he felt the strong visual language was more important in the long run. It challenges that idea that documentary means rough and ready visuals are inevitable.
So his fiction background gave him that strong sense of visual grammar.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't just shooting, it was the prep. Pre-production was key.
Especially knowing they'd face tough conditions.
Like filming in moving vehicles, which they did a lot for No U-Turn, so they planned their gear carefully.
Smaller cameras, presumably. Lenses good in low light.
You got it. Plus, versatile zooms and portrait lenses. Thinking ahead about the technical challenges.
Really underlines that professional approach. It's not just grabbing a camera and hoping. You anticipate.
He even flat out rejected the run-and-gun excuse for bad cinematography.
So no excuse for ignoring basics like tripods or proper exposure.
Pretty much. Even when things are chaotic, you can still apply basic craft. Be intentional.
Makes sense. It's about control within the chaos.
Okay, let's switch to sound. Also critical, but maybe gets less focused sometimes.
Definitely. What was his take there?
Well, again, drawing from fiction, his standard practice is separate sound teams, one for the boom mic,
Right, the big one overhead capturing broader sound.
and another for lavalier mics.
The little clip-on ones for clearer dialogue.
Exactly. So you get comprehensive audio, plus redundancy, backup options in the edit.
That serious commitment to quality gives
Yeah.
you so much more flexibility later, especially with noisy dock environments.
He admitted boom mics are tricky in noisy places, obviously,
Sure.
but he stressed the importance of process. For No U-Turn, they always tried to boom and lav mic the subjects.
Striving for the best possible sound, even when it's tough. That safety net of multiple sources is smart.
Okay, now the really human element. Building trust. Capturing authentic moments.
Ah, the people skills. Crucial.
Nnaebue really hammered this home. Especially with limited time, you need to be able to, as he put it, make friends quickly.
It's not just technical skill, is it? It's
Mm.
empathy, connection, rapport.
He gave some great examples from filming No U-Turn in Latos.
Okay.
Just mentioning a local leader's name smoothed things over, prevented hassle.
Yeah.
And then this chat with a man sharing his story.
Yeah.
It just happened organically. They'd already built a casual vibe, and the crowd was more interested in the story than the camera.
That shows the power of local knowledge and, well, just being decent, building that trust first, not barging in.
Then there was the Benin Bus Park. Their strategy there was really patient.
How so?
They visited for 2 days without cameras. just presented themselves as passengers.
Ah, blending in first, letting people get used to them.
Exactly. Then on day 3, they started filming. They also connected with individuals like this drummer they met, just chatted casually before filming him.
That patient observational approach, so key for genuine behavior, isn't it? Less self-consciousness.
He also mentioned a technique the cinematographer used,
Oh, yeah?
starting by filming abstract details, not focusing directly on people right away.
Clever. A gentle way to introduce the camera's presence, make it less intrusive.
But underlying all this, Nnaebue said, was genuine interest.
Hmm.
Really wanting to hear their stories, not just get the footage.
That respect shines through, doesn't it? People sense authenticity. It leads to better stories.
Right. Now let's shift to how these stories actually get shaped. Nnaebue said something fascinating,
Go on.
that documentaries are often written 3 times.
3 times? How does that work?
Before filming the plan, during filming reacting to reality, and then again, crucially, in the edit.
Ah, okay. So it's very organic, unlike a fiction script that's usually locked beforehand.
Precisely. It highlights how unpredictable it is. Things change, new things emerge.
That 3-stage process plan, shoot, edit, really is core to how these narratives form.
He even shared that after filming No U-Turn, despite all the footage, the co-producers initially felt,
Yeah.
they weren't sure there was a film there.
Wow. That must have been tough. It shows how vital just reviewing the rushes, all that raw footage really is.
That's where the story often reveals itself.
Right, absolutely. Sorting through hours and hours of material.
And that's what happened. The final narrative of No U-Turn really solidified in the edit. The first cut was, get this, 4 hours long.
4 hours. Good grief. That tells you the scale of the shaping process involved.
In the original concept, it changed too. They initially wanted to follow just 1 or 2 people from Benin all the way to Morocco.
Okay, a classic journey narrative.
But they couldn't find people willing to be followed that far and admit their goal was Europe.
Ah, the reality on the ground forces adaptation. You can't always stick to the initial plan.
So they shifted focus deliberately towards the end onto the girls they met in Morocco.
Making them the endpoint.
Yeah, as a tribute to their tenacity, he said. And interestingly, Nnaebue himself gradually stepped back from being on screen as their story took center stage.
That's a powerful choice. Recognizing where the heart of the story truly lies and amplifying those voices.
And talk about unexpected turns. He told this story about getting arrested, filming those girls near the water in Morocco.
Arrested? Seriously?
Yeah, detained, told to stop filming, but they still surreptitiously managed to get the final shot they needed.
Wow. That's dedication and flexibility.
Then the police basically escorted them out of the area to make sure they stopped.
Incredible. Shows the commitment, but also, the risks and challenges filmmakers can face.
Definitely. Okay, let's move to the practical side again.
Yeah.
Structuring a project, developing it, they discussed a new idea.
The Lagos Island one.
Yeah, focusing on the island and people migrating there.
And the interesting angle was treating Lagos Island almost like a character itself.
Right, giving it a central role. They talked about exploring its history.
The connection to the slave trade past.
And linking that potentially to present-day exploitation.
Yeah.
Using one young migrant story, Femi, as a lens.
But broadening out to that bigger picture of the island story.
It allows you to weave the personal with the societal, doesn't it? Past and present.
Creates a much richer tapestry, for sure. More nuance.
And they discussed using archival footage.
Ah, yeah. To show the history, contrast it with today.
Could be really powerful for context and depth. That visual link to the past.
Definitely enhances the storytelling.
They also stressed needing a basic structure, though. Beginning, middle, end. Identifying initial scenes for a pitch trailer.
Even if characters and details evolve later.
Yeah. They acknowledged that fluidity, but said having that framework is essential. It's a roadmap.
Helps communicate the vision, too, especially for funding.
Which leads perfectly into pitching. They're prepping to pitch this Lagos Island project in France.
La Roche, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
And the focus was on the pitch trailer, the development trailer.
That first crucial tool to get interest and funding.
It needs to nail the concept, the story, and especially, they said, the structure of the film.
And keep it concise, right?
Yeah, ideally under 5 minutes. Even better, around 3. And be ready not just for the stage pitch.
But for those one-on-one meetings, too. Have your materials ready. Project profiles, trailer links.
It's about constant communication and networking.
Makes sense. They also mentioned maybe trying to network with archival companies there, possibly get discounts.
Good point, yeah. And that it's okay to use watermarked archive footage in the pitch trailer at this early stage before funding is secured.
practical advice for filmmakers starting out.
Finally, they touched on reflection, on learning. A suggestion came up for them to record a masterclass session while in France.
Capture their insights from the experience for other filmmakers.
Exactly. And they mentioned how valuable it is when established filmmakers share their process after a film's release. They cited interviews about the film Us as an example.
That sharing of knowledge, building the community, it really helps elevate the craft overall.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? I think this deep dive gives such a rich picture of documentary making.
Yeah, it's multi-layered. We've seen that drive for visual quality actually boosts authenticity, not hinders it.
The absolute need for strong people skills. How stories morph and demand you adapt.
And all the strategic thinking behind planning, structuring, pitching.
It really shows it's this unique blend, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Artistry, human connection, resilience, strategy.
You need that ability to navigate the unexpected with both skill and, well, heart.
So here's something to think about. Those core ideas, listening deeply, observing closely, adapting to unfolding narratives, they're not just for filmmakers, are they?
No, not at all.
How could those skills help you understand the stories playing out in your own life, your own community?
Yeah.
What documentaries are happening around you, waiting to be truly seen?
That's a great question to ponder.
That's your food for thought. Until our next deep dive.